I'm Jack Armstrong. I majored in PR and advertising. It wasn't like a huge part of my career, that major, but it set a course for what I want to do now. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I don't really know if it's by design, but Boulder just has a lot of just sort of internships and volunteer programs where you can just sort of jump into
Right.
To make media, and it's all public, it's all community driven, so it's kind of like really low stakes production, but you learn just a ton. So I got the ability, just happenstance, stumble into it, and it sort of coincided with my academics.
Mm-hmm.
I just sort of took the path with journalism, ended up working with Radio 1190 primarily towards the end of my career. Made Radio 1190's news team, and I think that just set me on the path to what I'm doing now.
If you could describe your time at KCPU using 3 words,
3 words.
what would those be and why?
I'd say connective, recreational, and experimental. Connective because there were just those meetings, right? Like 40 plus people sometimes would just bomb into the basement of the UMC and go to Radio 1190. And it just felt like you had people from all different walks of life. And they wanted to be more involved, more engaged. And nothing really spoke to them on CU's campus like we did. It was recreational, because at the end of the day, people just went down there, and if they did their work, they did their work. If they didn't do their work, then we'll catch them next week. Actually, I went back through my drawer, and I got my letter that everybody gave me.
Oh my God, I remember filling that out.
Yeah,
if you want to show that, I don't know if it'll focus or not, but just a brief.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah. Everyone wrote me notes. A lot of people said silly stuff like "Stay Golden, Pony Boy." Okay, great reference. But then other people had like really beautiful things to say. I know at my time there, like I made a lot of friends. I've made a lot of people angry with me for sure. But at the end of the day, it was cool to have touched so many people's lives. Because I know, unfortunately, some people don't get the opportunity to do something like that. So it was cool that I got to do that and do it so young.
So I want to ask, what steps do you think, like small steps, do you think we could take to make journalism more inclusive and just more grounded on something that actually we can see?
I think the last thing that we should be worrying about when it comes to the content of what we're producing is how pretty a shot looks. How clean the audio is, because if a good clean shot or good clean audio are restricting you from doing something, from telling something's story, I think that's kind of BS. Yes, we have really good camera equipment, not always necessary for the work that needs to get done. I'm a big proponent of putting your speakerphone on when you're on like a call that's for an interview, and then just having an external mic right up to the speaker. I don't care how crappy it sounds. You know, I'm a big fan of using full-on flash and blinding people when it comes to really dark spaces. I don't care how blown out the photo looks. And when you start to strip away the fact that we can make all these mistakes, then you get to the point that anybody can touch the camera, anyone can touch the microphone.
Tell me about the stuff you're working on.
Stuff that I'm working on. Right now, I work with Punk Standard. It's a kind of a collective of a bunch of people that put on punk shows at this one church. For now, I'm just doing a documentary series, just focusing on them, bombing in, taking note of like the people that are there, recording all the people, getting their voices out there. What else do I have going on? Oh, and then I worked on this surround sound studio in the immersive media lab at CU. Yeah.
The fact that you got how many? 10?
Yeah, we
All
got 10
hooked
and then
up?
2 subs, one in the back, one in the front.
And 2 subs.
It's, dude, when you have the bass going, like, we just tested it with, you know, the session player in Logic? It just makes, like,
Yeah.
a little
like live
thing
session.
for you. Yeah. If you make the live session piano, bass, and drums hit all the speakers at the same time, it's like an explosion, dude. It's fucking crazy. I love it. I'm so into it, man. Yeah,
Dude, it's so sick.
it's so cool.
Okay, and for the last thing, is there anything else that you want to say to anybody who may be watching this at all?
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Think critically about the different ways that you could put something out there, that you could do the work. And I'm redoing this because I said the word best. And I don't totally believe in, like, think about the way that you work the best. Because then you're only gonna wanna work then. You're like, oh, my best time to work from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. If it's not that window, if I get that window because I get in a car crash or something, and I can't work from 3 to 5, then the work's not gonna come out. Find a way where you're like, okay, fine, I can accept this. I can work on these things. I could actually be productive on these things, and I could put it out in the world. And suddenly your mental health improves. Suddenly you start to get noticed for things a little bit more. But most importantly, you start seeing that, like, your catalog is starting to finally build. And you finally have the portfolio website, or just the portfolio that you're like, oh God, I wish I had that, because everyone feels like they have one. They have it. All you have to do is click upload. I think that's all that I really have. I think I went in many different directions.
You landed somewhere.
The last 2.5 minutes of that.
I'll figure it out. Don't even worry. I got time.